We are the residents of the Olootu Omoba Ewusi, Makun Sagamu, in person of Prince Adeyemi Adeniyi for his octogenary birthday celebration. In view of that, we'll be looking at his past days up to his present age, which is the 80th birthday celebration. Baba is actually an humble person, a brave man, someone worthy of emulation. Is a role model to many, and he has actually had impact in the lives of so many people. So sit back, stay tuned.
Olúwa lèmi ó fìyìn fún, mo dúpẹ́ mo yege. Mùkúlùmùkẹ́ máa jó Ọlọ́run mi. Ó lé àrùn wọlé, ó sọ ìmọ̀ta dòfo. Mùkúlùmùkẹ́ máa jó Ọlọ́run mi.
Good day, sir.
Good day, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. You look good, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, sir, can you briefly tell us about yourself?
Thank you. My name is the Olootu Omoba Makun Adeyemi Adeniyi. I'm from the royal house of Ewusi of Makun, from Oshoribia ruling house, and the Akarigbo's ruling house of Torungbua of Akarigbo ruling house Ofin. And both my father and my mother of blessed memory are gone. Beautiful people. They love people. They are always very kind to people. They don't beat me, even though I was very difficult. They had time for me. And my mother used to talk to me. And I believe that is so fantastic for my life. My father doesn't beat me too. When I do wrong, he calls me and asks me, do you think that is right? And I think this has been able to shape a lot of my behavior in life. Because people loved me right from when I was young. Maybe because I was the only child of my mother, so they were very kind. Even my teachers were very nice too. So they do not beat me. And I am very good at my studies. So, and ups and downs of life, very naughty young boy, but very hardworking, very helpful to my parents. I hardly give cause for my parents to be angry with me, because before they say it, I already know what I'm supposed to do. And when I do something wrong, I don't lie. And they say, who did this? I say, it is me. And that has followed me up to today. I don't know how to tell lies, because when you don't know how to tell lies, you don't hide. So I say the truth, I wait for the consequences, and luckily enough, nothing happens to me. They take pity on me. So I think, I thank God. And I believe life is beautiful, very beautiful. And I have told myself when I was young, I have to enjoy this life. That is why I am always very hardworking. I don't want anybody to abuse me or cane me or see me doing what is wrong. When I do my assignment, I go over it again, so that my teacher will not find any fault with it. So I thank God I've been blessed. I've been very happy. And I want God to continue to be nice to me like that, so that I can continue to enjoy His grace.
So you're a truthful person, sir?
Sure. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay, Daddy, can you take us briefly through your 80 years life journey?
My life journey has been very, very, very eventful. Like I told you briefly before, I started from Ewusi Primary School to Oko Methodist Wesley School, Oko Y. From there, I read Awolowo School, beautiful Baba. And I went to Lagos, completed my primary education at Yaba Methodist School, went to secondary school, United Christian Secondary School in Apapa. Then I worked briefly at Nigerian Tobacco Company. Like I told you in my opening remark, any assignment given to me at my job, I like to do it perfectly. I don't like 95%. If I can make it 100% or 98, 99. So that both my accountant, who was a European, and my immediate supervisor, they all like me. My principal, who was Mr. Robin Briers, M.A. Oxone, was very, very likeful of me. And he encouraged me. He encouraged me very well. I happened to be one of the students that was selected in Form 3 for the school certificate. In those days, if you don't pass English or Maths, you don't get any certificate. You have to pass 6 subjects. And from Form 3, by the time the result came, I was even the best among the senior boys. And 4 of us that were selected from Form 3. And that is why my principal said in my testimonial for me, when I said, I have worked so much, I have studied so much, I want to go and work and earn money. He wrote in my testimonial, Felix S. Adeniyi was entered for the school certificate in Form 3 and he passed. Whatever his school certificate is worth, we hereby recommend his services to any employer. He is dependable and hardworking.
That means you were an excellent student back then.
I think, if he says so, my principal. So he signed Robin I. Briers,
Wow.
M.A. Oxone. So I've been meeting people that encourages me, and even though I was stubborn, but I don't feel my work in the school. And I remember in my primary school too, when I misbehaved and I'm about to be caned, there used to be a woman, Mrs. Odulami. She was a teacher in our school. But she's a sister to my mother. And she knows I'm the only child. She doesn't want anybody to beat me. Even though I am very troublesome. He will say, teacher. And the teacher will say, yes, ma, send that boy to me. let him come and sit under my table.
So you won't be beaten?
I won't be beaten. I will be very happy. I will just run away from my teacher, go to her, sit under that table, and I will sit there. My seniors in school too, I move on very well with them, and they like me, and I respect people ahead of me, whether small or big. I don't look down on anybody, and this has allowed me to move along with my seniors, even other people who are older than me. They take me as theirs. So I have been protected by very many people. So after leaving secondary school with my testimonial, I went to a Nigerian tobacco company. When the personnel manager saw my testimony, I was called for an interview. Out of 25 people, I got second. At the interview, 3 people at the interview, I was chosen.
I think I need to clap for that.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
And Nigerian Tobacco Company in those days was one of the greatest companies in Nigeria, number 8 Tinubu Street, Lagos. They serve us free lunch of almost half a turkey, chicken. We are very well paid and we work hard. From there, I moved to Mobile Oil Nigeria Limited as an accounts clerk in charge of payroll. I was working with so many good people, and my boss, Mr. Olubile, was so very happy with me because I don't even like people to find fault with me. That is the problem with me. And I want to always be the best of whatever I am doing. So, after some time, I excelled there too, and I was promoted. But I told to a senior staff. But unfortunately, for my boss, I wanted to travel. And he wanted me to be a senior staff. I would get a car, a house, everything. But in those days, I want to go abroad. Was the end thing. Around 1966, 67. So, I was able to find my way one way or the other to have a visitor's visa to Switzerland. I wanted to study accountancy. You see, I'm saying these things so that youth of nowadays should be able to know that anything you are doing, you must constantly continue to move. Constantly continue to move, not being afraid of anything as long as you are determined. Determination has taken me very far in my life. And I'm very grateful to God for that. So, I go to Switzerland. When you are determined, in life, you must be prepared to learn from others. I got to Switzerland as a foreign student in that country, but as a tourist, I was aiming to get into London. I wanted to do accountancy. But the funny thing with us in Nigeria is that, I'm sorry, I don't know the name of this man who said it. He said, and I quote, "It is a bad plan that can never be altered." If you are faced with challenges in life and you need to change your plan to be able to suit the circumstances you find yourself, you must be able to change it. But here in Nigeria, we don't encourage our children to changes. We want them to be rigid, which does not give flexibility sometimes to the person involved's sense of reasoning. So when I got there, I tried to enter Britain. I was sent back. As one of the things I'm always thankful to God to, when I got to Switzerland, I met one of my classmates in the language school. Was a lady from Germany. And then she told me, "Felix, there is a Nigerian in our class too. She's a lady." And I told her that you are here. I said, "Shall I call her?" I call her. She came. She greeted me. Abi Amos. But for her, I might have found myself back in Nigeria. I was lucky enough, and I didn't lie to her. I said, "I'm trying to get to UK to sort myself out." And she told me, "Before you can go, you can't go to Britain and come back with this your visa. You have to serve, you have to have a return visa of multiple re-entry." I said, "How do I do that?" She said, "Tomorrow I take you to the police." I said, "Police care?" And she said, "There's no problem. It's in Nigeria that our people fear police. Not here. Police are our friend here." She took me down there. I saw my papers, saw my admission. For language, they gave me 6 months multiple re-entry, which helped me to solidify my stay in Europe, which I didn't know anything about. Because if I had gone and I don't have a re-entry visa, the next plane will be to Nigeria. That is how many of our children get into problem when they are running. Anyway, eventually, to cut a long story short, I got back to Switzerland after I've been denied the entry. Then quickly, I went to register for French language at the University of Lausanne. I cannot just be sitting and eating. I don't have the money. Switzerland is very expensive. So I thought I could be managing work little. After some time, something just told me, "Why don't you go to Nigerian embassy?" That is part of the spirit that God has given me as an Aryan till today. I never sit down. I don't even know how to cry. I just continue to think, what next can I do in this situation that I find myself? How can I improve it? How can I get forward? How can I move on? How can I achieve success? I continue asking myself these questions. So, I went to our embassy, sat down. Our ambassador was passing. I didn't know him. He greeted me. Unlike here in Nigeria, where they look at you as if to say you are nobody. Those are the things young elements has got to be able to change. we don't value humanity here, which is unfortunate, very. So he greeted me, he went to the toilet. I don't know him, I don't even know how to proceed. And as he was coming out, he asked me, "Are you waiting for me?" I said, "Yes, sir," even though I don't know who he was. He said, "Come in, come in, come in." I followed him, introduced himself, asked him, because I like asking questions. I said, "Who are you, sir?" He said, "I'm the Nigerian ambassador, consul here in Switzerland." "Ah." I said, "What's your problem?" I narrated. "Ah." He said, "Do you know anybody in Germany?" I said, "Yes, I have a brother there. But I only have his address." He said, "Go and write an express letter to him. We will take it by consular dispatch." I wrote that letter quickly and brought it to him. If they write express letter over there, up to 10 p.m., they will still bring it to your door. That is why we call Europe and America like heaven. Because they are always helping humanity. Here, we look at our people as if to say, they are nobody, they are animals. The people looking at some people because that they are nobody, they were before nobody. Some of them are so poverty-stricken before they got to positions. And they are lording themselves over people now, whom they are positioned to assist. That is why I appeal to Nigerian politicians to change their ways. I was once, and I moved very well with them. I was able to do the little bit I can do within the people that I'm close with and respect me. I won't mention names, governors, present governor, legislators, and so on and so forth. I don't want anything for myself. I always wish, "Hey, sir, can you not help so and so?" I said, "But you are not talking about yourself." I said, well, leave me for the time being. That fellow. And so coincidentally, God will just help me from nowhere for my own, which I don't even think of. So I wrote the letter. First thing in the morning, the reply came, express. Because we have 3 months to enter Germany as a tourist. When I got there, I met my brother. He was already waiting for me at the station, Mr. Emmanuel Shodi of blessed memory. Very fantastic brother. Very fantastic brother. Out of his immediate family, I told them when he died that nobody understands him more than myself. I was very, very, very junior to him. We are relations, but I understand him very much. He was already there at the stadium. At the railway station. We got home. He went and bought food. He said, "Don't allow police to arrest you." I said, "No." Then after 2 days, 3 days, am I just going to be eating? I've got to look for something doing. So I was trying to mark my way as I go by road on the street. When I look up, if I see where smoke is going out at the chimney, I will say that must be a factory. I will go there. I will tell the lady receptionist, who mostly are young ladies. Young people make the world go round. They're very kind, very understanding, and very ready to help. She asked me, "Are you a student?" I said, "Yes." I said, "But I just need work for some money." She picked her phone, put everything down for me, everything down. I started working. When I got home, I told my senior brother I've got work. He said, "What? You've got work? You are going back to Nigeria?" I said, I have not fought anybody now. We don't have working paper with these people. Anyway, I was able to maneuver myself, work 2 weeks here. Before the police know, I come away from there, go to another company. I've already made money. I was working almost about 15 hours in a day because I know I have no paper. So any day they say, you don't have paper, sorry, you have to go, we cannot continue to employ you. I've already worked some money. I was cushioning myself. I go to another company again. Then I continue my language school. Within 3 months, I was already very, very good in spoken and grammatical writing of German language. And that will help me to be able to find my feet in Germany and change my course from accountancy, because they are technologically driven, not accountancy of our colonial heritage. So I changed my course to engineering. So, because I have no paper to work, and I was paying a private teacher for the language, and with that language, you can't study. You have to be proficient in German. So, I went to our embassy in Hamburg. When they saw the way I speak German, then they said I should come and be a translator for them. Well, I know that is money for me. So, with my spirit of never letting go, I was coming at odd time when I don't have lecture to translate. And I was already speaking very perfect grammatical German, not broken. So I like that one, because if you have to do odd job in Europe, it is very tedious. But if you have to survive, you have to do it. But I cannot do it. I just thought I must find another way to break through. So I was doing that translation. I was doing the translation. I was making some money. As God will have it, one day, I walked into our consulate. The lady receptionist saw me and said, "Felix." I said, "What is slow? Skinny problem, eh?" He said, "I have something for you." "Oh yeah, spill it." She was laughing. I said, "What is it?" He said, "Somebody is looking for an Afrikaner that can speak perfect German for a role in a film. And he has already given my name." I said, "Look at you. You've not asked me, you've given my name." She said, "I know you fit in, you fit in, you fit in." I said, "You are do you know my program?" Said, "They will work the program out for you." I told myself, maybe it's an opportunity that God is providing for me since I don't have paper for work. So I said, "Okay, let me know the man." He linked me up with the people that are doing the film. And I was given a major role in a film, A Taste of Honey. Understanding between two races. I had to be the boyfriend of a German girl. I was a sailor. I just came to that town in the movie, yes. It was very fantastic, and I was very proficient in my understanding, and I was able to choose the time I can come for rehearsal, and they agreed to me. So On the day of the premiere, it was live something. It's a theater. So we had to do it for 2 days and it is recorded. So they had to invite our ambassador and so on and so forth. And I was very good, if not excellent, because I read my part, I understand the language, I understand the mood, and I move very well with their people, and they were always very ready to help me. And I was paid handsomely. And me having thousands of dollars in my hand, in my account, boosted my morale. One thing led to the other. I continued to go ahead. I continued to do my translation, and as God will have it, I was making my progress. I was able to start my course. The payment and the exposure to the whole of the German community in Hamburg made my name to be very, very popular amongst the youth organizations. I became very prominent in my area, and anything the youth wants to do in their club, they will come and invite me, the youth in their area, to come and speak to them that they cannot believe that Nigeria is what I'm portraying. That they believe what they have been told in life is that we live on top of trees. And what they are seeing is different. So when I see that, I was very happy. With my connection with the embassy, I will go to our embassy, pick up pamphlets about Nigeria, where there is tall buildings, fine buildings, this and this and this and that. I take it to their youth organization meetings to explain to them that Nigeria is not as bad, that we are more than what we are being portrayed because of the civil war. And that helped me to navigate myself through the troubled waters that could be in that country. And I was never lazy. I was always pushing my head more than I can think I can push myself. And it helped me to achieve success in my career in that country. And I returned. My return to Nigeria is another chapter.
Okay, besides your parents, what are the two, the most important people to you that are very key to you and that you respect most on earth?
Well, we are now in the Nigerian horizon. Before I get to those people, I think it is very nice if I'm able to mention one or two things about my challenges since I returned to Nigeria. The youth of this country believes nothing is possible in Nigeria. I agree with them because they are not as tough as we. They were ice cream children. Mommy, Daddy, I want ice cream. Okay, go and buy. Nigeria has become a very terror to its citizens. But Yoruba man kò wé kan o. Wọ́n láyé ò ní rorò títí. Ká sáré lọ sọ́run. I believe that we are all in it together. We will fight it together and change it together or break it Don't say it must not break. You can never hand an omelette without breaking the egg. If you are thinking there must be no squabble, there must be no rushing, you are not ready for changes. Changes has come into the world through people who are dynamic and ready to struggle with the status quo. Here we believe that God will bring food to our dining table. We are wasting our time. God has created the brain for us, the hand, the leg, to be able to move and achieve our goals. It's in the book. Heaven helps those who help themselves. Thank you. If the youth of this country wants a better Nigeria, they must be able to struggle for it. I got to Nigeria. They gave me a paper to work. They gave me work permit because I have a German child. And they were ready to assist me. They don't like people that suffer. They don't even want their children, their citizens to suffer, unlike here. If one person is not eating in Europe, the Prime Minister will not eat. The President will not eat. Crime is in Europe, crime is everywhere, but there are law enforcement. If you do bad, the long arms of the law will catch up with you, no matter how long. I got back to Ikeja in Nigeria. When they gave me paper to work, I told myself, I've been going to organizations, talking to people, being proud of my country, that there is sunshine every day. I'm a prince in my right. And for me now to sit down here and not go back home, they will say I'm a liar. And I never want to be seen as a liar because I don't lie. I told myself, I'm going back home. I got to Nigeria, at Ikeja airport. I only had 20 pounds in my pocket. 20 pounds, making 40 pounds. But I told myself I will make it. Because my spirit is for continue pushing, continue struggling, continue making, and I don't allow anybody to distract me. That is the joy of achievement. You will have distraction. Jesus even had distraction, but he never allowed Satan to distract him. At a point he said, Satan, leave me. So when I got to Nigeria, with only 20 pounds, I was looking for a job. I don't want to be getting money from my parents. I bought a car. I was doing transport from Lagos to Ibadan every day for my own pocket money. 3 passengers at the back, 2 by my side, to and fro. Later, I got an apartment. I went as far as my apartment was in the Niger Delta. I was doing the roads. I've never left Southwest in my life. But because of my determination to succeed, when I got to the Niger Delta, I was amazed at the life I'm seeing there. I was afraid for myself. That is why I say the Yorubas are a blessed people in this Nigeria. They must continue to rediscover themselves because our civilization has run, I believe our civilization has run over 1 million of years. If you want to doubt me, go and read the Proverbs of Yoruba. These are events that has happened thousands of years before the European came here. They used it into Proverbs. Yoruba will tell you, Aigbofala, òun wòkè, ifá kankan kò sí ní para. Don't continue to look at the open sky. Put yourself on the road. It means they have gone through this system, through this period, before the European came to this place. So I was working in Niger Delta. It was a further exposure. I was doing the road from Warri to Ughelli, Ughelli to Patani, from Ughelli to Ekeagbodo, the town of Chief Edwin Clark, his father's town. I know Chief Edwin Clark, and to Agbo, and so on and so forth. When I see the way we were, Yoruba will continue to be the envy of other Nigerians. It is the Yoruba that will reshape themselves and know how to move forward. Our tolerance level must be able to have a meaning and limitation. We are very tolerant, yes, but everybody is abusing it. They think we are fools. We are not. With that 20 pounds and with that job, about 2 years in the Niger Delta, I came back to Lagos to start my own company. No, I worked at Julius Berger. That was further exposure for me. Fantastic projects. After leaving Julius Berger, I set up myself that I want to continue on my own during the time of Yakubu Gowon, of 3R, reconstruction, forgiveness, and so on and so forth after the Civil War. And here I am today. I thank God. I've garnered a lot of experiences because I never let go. You cannot tell me to go and sleep in the church without doing the project that I do. No. While I'm working, God is always with me. So, after all these exposures, I will say that today, God has been so wonderful with me. God has helped me to surmount a lot of obstacles that I don't even know obstacles exist. Not through my power, but because I'm always moving. I'm always thinking of how to make any bad situation better. I have no time to sit down to brood. I don't. Likewise, my children, I train them that they don't have time to sit down and be crying. Think and move, do the next thing. And I'm lucky, and I'm happy. So, in Nigeria, to your question, my dear, in the whole of 200 million Nigerians, there are only 2 people I respect. Only 2 people. You know, why do you respect people? Why do you love people? Because those people have done things that has made an impact on your life or on the life of so many people, and then you have created a respect for them. Not the false respect we are having because I am a minister, because I am a parliamentarian, of maybe drug pushers or anything or something. We don't have people. Few. But the 2 people I respect in the whole of Nigeria is 1, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, of blessed memory. Why? He was a humanist. He worked tirelessly for the Yorubas. He has created a lot of things. Water, electricity, education, name it. Produce marketing board, television, radio, rediffusion, integrated rural development, industries, as far back as 1957. Tell me, who in Nigeria can do it? Who in Nigeria has ever done anything like that? And he cares. He cares about his people. He cares about people working tirelessly that people can have better life. 4 cardinal programs that there is little or minimal suffering from the Southwesterners. Tell me everything has been destroyed today now by the do-gooders who has invaded the Southwest. Both Lagos, Ibadan, everywhere. And they continue to beat their chest. But we know by the time comes to become, change will come. The second person is no other person than Professor Wole Soyinka, who was another humanist. He has tried. He is still trying. You can never go to Reye Biokin Odorun Alakeji. These are people of impeccable characters, that they are for humanity, not Ojelu. They are for humanity. Anything that improves society, anything that helps people. Unlike now when you have a councillor moving with a hunchback, as if to say he's the president of the world body, ordinary councillor. Well, these are part of the things that is wrong with our society that the youth need to look into to see how they can enforce the change that will make their life better and the life of their children to come better. And we hope that they will have the strength and God will help them. But one thing with the youth is that they need not to be afraid. The man who did great things in the world, they do it up to a certain extent. So, but we have to find a way to live well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, so throughout your 80 years of existence, is there anything very painful that would ever remain evergreen to you?
Yes, it was a day while I was working in Ogele. That's why I say God is very wonderful. There was petrol scarcity. This was 1975. I left Lagos. I got to Warri around 5:30. There was no connecting transport, taxi from Efron Junction to Ogele. I waited. While I waited, after about 1, 2, 3 hours, then one taxi came and said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to Ogele." He said, "Excuse me, sir, there is no petrol. Even if I take you to Ogele, I can't get back because I have no fuel." Okay. Anyway, after 30 minutes, he came back. He said, "Okay, Oga, let me take you to Oka Junction." He said that Oka Junction is 4 intersections. He said, "I'm sure there will be a motor that is going to Ogele who will carry you to Ogele." He said, "After 30 minutes, if you don't have a vehicle, I will come back to Oka Junction. If you are still there, I will return you to Efron. So it's not because I'm going to take money from you so that you can go and sleep in an hotel." So I believed him. I got to Oka Junction. At around about 1 hour, he came back. He said, you are still here? He said, there's a motor from here, there's motor from there, from motor there. I said, I have not seen anything. He said, let me return you to Wario. It's not because of your money that I brought you here. I hate to do such a thing. I said, don't worry. Since you know I will get. I was that at Oka Junction till the following month. In a dark place. Alone. At around 2:30, armed robber of about 30 were coming. They were heavily black dressed. They were elderly. Then, because while I was young, my friends and my colleague, my classmate called me Orisha Akunlebo.
Why is that?
Because I was naughty. So what I did was there used to be a market in that place. I went to collect a rocketing chair around that square. I sat like a spirit in the center of the road like this. I want to prove to them that I am Orisha too. I was sitting. I sat there. But I first kept my briefcase inside the shanty. I kept it. So I was free to run or to fight. When they moved near me, before they moved near me, they had somebody at that junction. Maybe it's their eye. I don't know. She woke up and the husband. Then the woman came down. She came down very close to me because it is dark. She didn't see me. Or maybe she saw me and just wanted to protect me. Then she went up the Ahiri. Then those people moved closer to me and saw me. When I saw the woman come down, I moved my chair away from under that shed because I want to be at a vantage point that I can run. I sat down like a spirit, go, 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 go. Then when those people came, there were about 30. They were in a long row with heavy load. They said, who are you? That is why we must train our children never to be afraid. I said, don't ask me. He said, where are you going? He said, I'm going to Ogeli. I said, why are you here? I said, no transport. I was still very much in command of myself. He said, okay, follow us to our village. I said, no, go. And they spoke to themselves. They started going to their village. While I was watching their movement. If they want to rush me, I'm ready to run. But they went. That was about 2:30 a.m. I stayed there until Observer newspaper van came at 4:20 a.m. I stopped them. I said, where am I going? I said, I'm going to Ogeli. He said, no, we are going to deliver paper there. I said, just take me away from here. They took me away from there to the junction of the village they are going. Then a motorbike took me to Ogeli from that point.
That was a big place, sir.
It was God. Because the thing is that the people in Lagos thought I have gone to Ogeli. I left about 5 days ago to Lagos from Ogeli. They were thinking I've gone to Lagos. If something has happened to me, they will not even look for me. They will think I'm at Ugeli. The Ugeli people, my friends there, will think I'm in Ugeli. That is why I said, it is the grace of God. I have.
Okay, sir. Is there anything you are grateful to God for?
Ẹni tó bá fẹ́ mọ rí Olúwa o, ilẹ̀ aṣú, ilẹ̀ amọ̀. Bó bá fẹ́ kárí Olúwa o, ilẹ̀ aṣú, ilẹ̀ amọ̀. I can't count anything. Like I'm saying, it's as if to say God is so particularly good to me.
Interested in you.
Yes. And that is why I never let my guard down. I don't want him to be offended with me. Because the singular action that I can like to remember, that I can thank God for, is the wife of my first child, my son. That God has thought it wise to give such a lady to my son. Ever since she came into my family, there have been tremendous joy and happiness for me. Because why? If you see her here, she is very unassuming. Very powerful woman, very beautiful, very humility that you cannot even imagine. Even though she has a very good background. Anytime she sees me, she smiles, Grandpa. And what else can I ask God for? Because when you are growing old, if you have the wife of your child that does not like you, it becomes very difficult to move with your child. Even if your child doesn't like you, she creates the atmosphere that no, Michael Bamio. But she is fantastic. And I'm very grateful to God for giving her to my family. Because everything, there are some elders, Omoba Didi, they will come to me. Olootu, I'm going to do something for my child, for my son. I'm going to do something bad from the wife of my child. I'll say, Baba, why? The wife doesn't allow me to see my son. I'll say, oh, Baba, don't spoil your work now. I have never been able to, they will tell me, I'm not allowed to enter my son's house. I say, Baba, leave it. After some time, the boy will come to his senses. After all, you are not a pauper. You have two houses. One is about 10 rooms down, 10 rooms up, and 2. So you are not. You are not a pauper. One even came to me that he is going to jump up from the balcony of his house. I said, why, Baba? He said, because my children don't look at me. I said, Baba, no. If you jump, you want to die. You may not even die. You may even just break your leg. You will end up in the hospital. And I called the children here so many times. Why don't you take care of your daddy in the best possible way you can? You are 8. Why don't you contribute to 2,000 every month? I once said, Kabir, I can put 5,000 now. Okay, 2,000 times 7 is 14 plus 5,000, that's 19. Give to this Baba, he has his house, so that he can eat. And they were thankful to me. But I have not such a problem. That is why I said, God has been so wonderful to me, he does not allow me to suffer by giving me such a wonderful daughter-in-law, Mrs. Korede Ademola Adeniyi.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. That is, can you just tell us your likes and your dislikes, your hobbies, things you love to do?
Well, what I like to do is, number one thing is that I like to be where they are doing good things. No matter how difficult, I like to be attributed to anything that is good. So I would say that is number one, my hobby. Being where they are doing something wonderful and good, no matter how small. That is how God created me. And my hobby, well, I love traveling, meeting people, learning to know people. Because my teacher, Mr. Ogunsoya of blessed memory in primary school, he would say, if I get to a school, they say one boy is very stubborn there. I don't believe he is stubborn. I will call him, I talk with him. I might find later that he is the most brilliant somebody I had to be friend with in the class. And he will, he will always be reading his books. That is what I want. Don't write anybody off. Be close to anybody. Learn about him. If you can improve him, do it. If it is impossible for you to improve, leave an impression on him or her. Don't take advantage of anybody. So these are the things I've learned along my lifeline.
Alright, sir. Daddy, you said a lot, like a whole lot today. Can you just tell the youth out there, the younger generations out there, just give them a little piece of advice?
Well, why I went to such a great length is that it is an opportunity for me to interact with the youth. Because I believe many elders don't understand the youth. And because of my own father and mother and elders that I've interacted with, they've always tried to help me by putting me in the right way. They didn't avoid me while I was being stubborn. Look at, the youth should be able to try to know that this life they are living is not their father's own, it's not their mother's own. It is their own life. If they make the best of it, they are lucky. And that is why they must make the best of it. Because to think if you behave well, you are doing it for your mother or father, you are deceiving yourself. The life is yours. The youth must be able to know that they must be able to walk in the righteous path. Not every time, youth will always be youth, occasional pranks and so on and so forth. But you must be able to caution yourself, I must not be seen with that. One of the things that I can say that I am involved with in this Sagamu, as a youth, and up to today, is the Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospital. From nothing, We were 5 when Dia was the governor. He said, I don't have money for multi-campus. Go and use Sagamu General Hospital as teaching hospital. And we picked the gullet. We didn't wait for anybody. The Conference of Social Clubs, who are organizing Sagamu Day, 5 of us, at night, they started the building of the Obafemi, Olabisi Onabanjo University Teaching Hospital, Osut. 65-bed ward to include to the general hospital, to turn it into teaching hospital. And every day, every year we do Sagamu Day. The small money we collect from there, we use it to construct the teaching hospital as a direct labor. And there you have the hospital there. We are still begging the government to raise the hospital higher, not to allow politics to allow it to decay for us. Because I'm emotionally attached to that hospital. So the youth must be able to learn to do little things that they know that they have the capacity to, not outside the realm of their ability. And in doing that, more and more exposure will be coming to them. And they must be focused. They must just be focused. All this, the way they are driving the youth mad, they have to tell them, no, we know what we want. Because some people are ready to drive the youth mad. But the youth has got to be able to say, I've gone to school and I know what I want. You can't continue to use me unless I want you to use me. Yorùbá ní òrìṣà tó bá lè gbà mí, fi mí lẹ̀ bó ṣe bá mi. Òrìṣà, tó mọ̀ pé nǹkan tí à ń sìn láyé àtijọ́ nìyẹn. Wọ́n ní tó òun ló ń gbà wá ń gbà yẹn. Thousands of years. Wọ́n ní tó bá lè gbà mí o, fi mí lẹ̀ bó ṣe bá mi o. So if they can't help the youth, let them find their way.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, viewers, Baba said a whole lot. He has said very many things. I've actually learned a lot from him, from his excellence in school to his bravery, to his humility, to his life achievements and all. You should emulate Baba because Baba is a role model to us. And I want to wish you happy birthday, sir. Long life and prosperity, and good health, and great wealth, and many more years on it.
I must say thank you very much. And I wish your organization more success. I must continue to monitor your organization. And I pray that in question of years, you have cause to thank God that you started the journey. The little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. The journey of 1,000 kilometers, they say, starts with one step. Thank you
very much.
It's okay. All right, dear.
My name is Adeniyi Titilayo. I'm the daughter of the celebrant, Olootu Omoba Adeniyi. Daddy, I just want to wish you a happy birthday, long life and prosperity. Amen.
My name is Adeyemi and I'm daughter of Olootu Omoba Adeyemi and I want to wish my daddy a wonderful happy birthday. Happy birthday, daddy. I wish you long life and prosperity. I hope you enjoy your day and have a blast. I miss you so much and I love you.
My name is Tomi Adeniyi. I'm the celebrant's daughter. Happy birthday, daddy. Thank you so much for the values that you instill in us. Thank you for being such an amazing father and for always being there when we need you. I wish you so many more years on earth, in good health, in peace of mind. Have an amazing birthday, daddy. I love you.
My name is Adeniyi. I'm the second son of the celebrant Olootu Omoba, Adeyemi, Adeniyi. And I want to use this medium to wish him a very, very happy 80th birthday, in good health, in peace, in abundance, and in joy. I wish you all the best of the day, the year, and the coming years in your life. Enjoy your day, sir.
Hello everyone, my name is Adeniyi Olootu. I'm here to make a big shout out to my dad, the Chief Olootu Omoba, Adeyemi Adeniyi, popularly known by his construction name Sagamu. He made me what I am today, even though I've not reached anywhere today, but he's still making me. Because the little respect I have in town today from my friends, families, is more enough. I'm just wishing him happy birthday, long life, the longest life, and I pray for him that he will live more than the respected age is to live on earth.
My name is Evangelist Femi Okumilade, the chairman of PCLC Sagamu Division. I want to congratulate and rejoice with Baba Olootu Omoba Adeniyi. Baba has been so good to us, is a father indeed. So on behalf of the PCLC generally, I will say happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, Papa, happy birthday to you.
Olootu Omoba, Engineer Adeniyi is a round peg in a round hole. And without being a modest, the Makun community is very lucky to have such a personality as the Olootu Omoba. The man is very, very calm. He possesses both native and Western intelligence. He is circumspect, courageous. He is a motivator and a coordinator par excellence. And all these attributes account for why he is able to coordinate the activities of the Omobas in Makun community. On the occasion of his 80th birthday, I want to sincerely wish him well, abundance of God's mercy, and I wish him more prosperous years on earth.
I want to congratulate my brother Olootu Omoba Adeniyi for this occasion of his birthday. I wish him a happy birthday. I pray that he will live long in good health, and he will definitely be prosperous. It's already prosperous anyway. It won't go down by his grace. Olootu is somebody I respect so much, someone that is highly principled and disciplined. I hope that his contribution to the community will continue for a very, very long time. Happy birthday, my brother.
Olootu Omoba Adeniyi. He was my president at the Fountain of Hope 30NG at Reverend Methodist Cathedral. He's a father to me. He's a man of his word. He's a wọ́n jẹ́ akíkanjú èèyàn kan pé mo
wọ́n jẹ́ ẹni tó yẹ pé wọ́n wà generous, wọn ò ní ahun sí ọmọ ìjọ, sí àwọn àlùfáà. Mo kí wọn pé fún ayẹyẹ àjọ̀dún ọjọ́ ìbí wọn tó ń bọ̀ lọ́nà. I wish him a happy birthday, many happy returns.
Orúkọ mi ni Adégbẹ̀rún Odùwáyé. Olísà ìlú Sagamu. Olootu Omoba. Makun Sagamu. Olóyè Adeniyi. Adúpẹ́ pé wọ́n pé ọmọ ọgọ́rin ọdún tó jẹ́ pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn náà lè débẹ̀. A kí wọn pé wọ́n kú oríire. Ọlọ́run ọba ajẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ṣe 90 wá ṣe 100 kìí dẹ̀ ṣe inú àárẹ̀. Ọpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run èmi pẹ̀lú wọn ti jọ wà ní ààfin òfijọ́ mélòó díẹ̀. Àjẹ́rí pé bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ sí Ọlọ́run nínú kò ní jẹ́ kí lè wọ́n dàrú. Ìlú ò ní dàrú lákòókò tiwa. À ń gbàdúrà ìgbà tí wọ́n ṣe éètì yìí gbogbo ìlú máa kú arúgbó.
Amalailua Ọba Emmanuel Olatunji Ọ̀ṣọ́ Ṣónúkàn second Ọ̀dọ́gù of Ìpójì Sagamu. Olootu Omoba Adeniyi Adeyemi Adeniyi. We have been together for a long time. He's a family friend. So, Genosira. I wish him well. When the fake àwọn ti kọjá abẹ. I wish you all many happy returns.
Lady Rolling Dollars progress. Aki bàbá ẹgbẹ́ wa Olootu Omoba Engineer Adeyemi Adeniyi. Má ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún láyé. A jẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ wọn. A jẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí patron ẹgbẹ́ wa. A dẹ̀ kí wọn lórúkọ ẹgbẹ́ Lady Rolling Dollars Club fún 100 ọdún lórí èpè. Má ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún láyé o.